Hey, what's up? Tech Bro Charlie here, and welcome back to where we take awesome out of the box. Now today we're going to be doing a full review on the OPPO A74 5G. OPPO is trying to make 5G accessible to everyone by bringing over their A74 5G to the Philippines. As the brand's most affordable 5G device, the A74 5G makes a few compromises to make it a better performing phone with beefier internals. But do the upgrades justify its premium over the 4G only version? Let's find out. Like the 4G only sibling, you get the same packaging design with the A74 5G, where you have the outer sleeve with a photo of the phone and the usual branding and actual box itself inside. When you open the box, you get the usual contents: the phone itself, silicone case, documentation, SIM ejector tool, 18-watt charger, USB-C cable, and a headset. Yeah, you heard that right. The charger included is a slower 18-watt one because the A74 5G's charging speed caps off at that speed. But is it a big deal for you guys? Because for me, it's not much of a problem. Besides, we still get a full set of accessories for the package. Next up, the A74 5G looks dead identical to its 4G only sibling. Everything from the camera module design, punch hole location to the port and button layout is the same as the 4G variant. Upon closer inspection, however, you'll notice that the A74 5G is a bit larger because of the display, which is now LCD instead of AMOLED, so you get a side-mounted fingerprint scanner on the A74 5G instead of one on the display. Another thing I don't mind, at least it's not a back-mounted fingerprint scanner. Then on the left, we have the volume rocker and SIM tray, while below we have the USB-C port, headphone jack, and half its stereo speakers. And of course, here's a sound sample of the speakers. Next up, we have a bigger 6.5-inch screen, but unlike the 4G only model, the A74 5G, like we mentioned earlier, has an LCD panel instead of AMOLED. However, you are getting a smoother 90Hz refresh rate, which is a very good trade-off. While colors are not as vibrant and the blacks are not as deep as an AMOLED panel, the A74 5G's LCD panel still has decent colors. And this still makes it a joy for watching videos and playing video games. The smoother refresh rate also means that the overall UI is more fluid compared to the typical 60Hz panel. Now, the A74 5G has virtually the same set of cameras as its 4G only sibling, though it adds versatility with an additional ultra-wide-angle camera. So all in all, we have a 48-megapixel main camera, 8-megapixel ultra-wide, 2-megapixel macro, and 2-megapixel depth sensor, while on the front we have a 16-megapixel selfie camera. OPPO has been making a good effort in keeping color balance consistent with the main and ultra-wide-angle cameras, and the same can be seen on the A74 5G. Being your typical 8-megapixel snapper, the A74 5G's ultra-wide-angle camera performs well in daylight, while performance takes a dip in low light. As for videos, the Snapdragon 480 limits video recording to Full HD at 30 FPS, and we find it strange that the A74 5G cannot record video using the ultra-wide-angle camera. This is a wasted opportunity, because an ultra-wide-angle camera would be perfect for travel videos, and I really hope that OPPO fixes this with a software update in the future. Next, when it comes to selfies, the A74 5G does a good job in keeping our faces looking as natural as possible with minimal post-processing and retouching involved. Moving on, powering the A74 5G is a Snapdragon 480 processor that's paired with 6GB of RAM and 128GB internal storage. And while it may seem that the A74 5G has a lower-end processor compared to the Snapdragon 662 used on the 4G only version, benchmark results say otherwise. In fact, the Snapdragon 480 actually performed better than the Snapdragon 662 and is close to the performance of the Snapdragon 720G and 732G. So guys, don't judge a processor by its name code. But how is it that a Snapdragon 4 series processor is better than a 6 series one? This is because of the Adreno 619 GPU. It's the same GPU used on the Snapdragon 750G and is technically better than the Adreno 618 GPU used on the Snapdragon 720G and 732G. This is apparent with GPU-related synthetic benchmarks. The Snapdragon 480 scores for Geekbench 5 Compute and 3D Mark Slingshot Extreme are much closer to a Snapdragon 732G's. And that being said, the Snapdragon 480 is actually good for gaming. Comparing the Gamebench numbers we got with the Snapdragon 720G powered Galaxy A72, the A74 5G can match the former's overall performance, with the difference being evident on FPS stability for Asphalt 9 and Genshin Impact. And that difference in FPS stability is more notable with Genshin Impact, and it's understandable since the CPU cores of the Snapdragon 480 run at a lower clock speed. But hey, at least you can still play the game. As for battery life, the A74 5G's 5000 mAh battery lasted us for around 17 hours on our video loop test, with the display set at 90Hz. And this is pretty efficient and can easily last over a day with moderate use. And with the included 18-watt charger, it takes around 2 hours to top up the battery from flat to 100%. So there you have it. While you get down-powered video features, slower charging speeds, and just an LCD, our review shows that it's still a great 5G phone for about 15,000 pesos. Do not scoff at the Snapdragon 480 processor. It may sound inferior, but our tests show that it's indeed the most powerful processor under Qualcomm's entry-level Snapdragon series. And not to mention, you also get access to glorious 5G as well as a smooth 90Hz refresh rate as the sweet cherry on top. The A74 5G is priced at 15,999 pesos and is available in Lazada, Shopee, and Smart's online store if you opt for a postpaid plan. You guys can check out more reviews on Unbox PH. Also, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yup, subscribe because when you hit 250k subs, we're giving away a smartphone. So don't forget to hashtag sub2unbox. Hit the notification icon if you want to get them updates when we drop videos. Once again, it's your tech bro Cholo, and I'll see you guys in the next one.